What is up, ladies and gentlemen of the online Jamily? This is, of course, here's JamiroFan2000 with another episode of the Jamiroquai Minute. All the latest Jamiroquai news. It looks like unexpectedly JK was a guest host on the Sound of the 90s, a radio show on BBC Radio 2 with Fearne Cotton. So let's get into more news about that. In more Jamiroquai band members and radio news, I had to record a Jamiroquai Minute to know that unexpectedly, JK was announced over on the BBC Radio 2 site to be a guest host on the December 17th episode of The Sound of the 90s with Fearne Cotton on BBC Radio 2. It was overall about a 40-minute appearance by JK as a co-host on the show, playing some of his favorite songs from the 1990s and talking about Jamiroquai's past, the future, and other really cool topics. But like I said, that broadcast of The Sound of the 90s with Fearne Cotton on BBC Radio 2 is now streaming on the BBC Radio 2 website for the next 30 days. So if you'd like to check that out, be sure to go over to the BBC Radio 2 website and check that out in your own time. And there was I also took the liberty of making a YouTube playlist of the music videos of JK's musical picks from this appearance on the Sound of the 90s radio show. So be sure to check out that playlist of those music videos. And also another cool little detail, you might remember many episodes of Jamiroquai a minute ago, I had discussed a clothing line that Jamiroquai was apparently working on, and JK just so happened to wear one of the track jackets from that yet to be released Jamiroquai clothing line called IROQ, IROQ. Well, it appears that on this radio show, which they put out a promotional video out on social media prior to the radio show going live on December 17th, of JK doing a little bit of a robot dance to One More Time by Daft Punk. Oh, I'm sorry, Around the World by Daft Punk. My apologies. But apparently, it looks like JK was wearing another one of the spec clothing items from that clothing line for IROQ. It says 78 with the word IROQ under it. So obviously, JK decided to wear a hoodie from that yet to be released Jamiroquai clothing line, which will hopefully see the light of day sometime soon in the near distant future. But like I said, if you'd like to check out this great radio appearance by JK on the Sound of the 90s radio show with Fearne Cotton from December 17th on BBC Radio 2, I'll be sure to put a link to that radio show audio on demand that's currently available for the next 30 days. And of course, that before mentioned playlist on YouTube of all of JK's picks from the said radio show. I'll put links to both of those down in the description area of this episode of the Jamiroquai Minute down below, so be sure to check that out in your own time. And as always, this is JamiroFan2000, and I'll see you really soon with another Jamiroquai Minute. Bye-bye, everybody, and Merry Christmas.